All right, justice. Let's have it.
Order in the court. Order in the court. It's time for justice with Sweet James.
There's nobody better than Sweet James Bergener at sweetjamesbergener.com or on Twitter at sweetjamesbergener. 800-881-2021 is the number if you've been in a car accident, if an insurance company owes you money. And look, we don't talk about personal stuff on the air, and we won't, but this is a great guy that does great work for great people. He's a caring man, and I said earlier in the show that I hate lawyers, and I bite my tongue. I'm sorry. My sister's a lawyer, my brother-in-law's a lawyer, and our dear friend, the dense beard of justice, a confidant for our show. He's a great lawyer. Sweet James. What's cracking, Sweet James? How are you?
I'm really happy. I'm so happy.
Why?
I'm on air with you guys.
Hey!
My favorite time of the week.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
James.
Yeah.
You know, before we get too much into your racing career, unless there's something new... Unless there's something new in your fighting or racing career we need to get into right now. Is there any development?
24 at Daytona just passed. Was James out there with his new Porsche? What the hell?
No. I did my motorcycle this weekend.
Wow, okay.
What does that mean?
What do you mean when you do your
you
motorcycle?
put on the knee pads and you hit like 200?
Yeah, the full leathers and go out and ride.
And David Miscavige just hangs on to your hips and you guys just ride into the sunset. Right on the salt flats, baby. We were just talking about the Robert Lucidich story, which is he said something about Tiger and he can't move, and then the agent came back and said, that's wrong, he totally can move and this and that. Athletes don't have a lot of recourse if somebody says something bad about them. Obviously, Al Jazeera, Al Jazeera America, which is going away but still around right now, came out and had the story about Peyton Manning. They also lumped Ryan Howard from the Phillies into that thing, and he's trying to get back and have his offseason. He's very upset that Al Jazeera called him out for being on HGH or whatever it was. What is the recourse if somebody says something like that about you?
I don't know. On this, it's a lot of reputation for these guys. They want to have this sterling reputation. But the recourse is that it's going to be slander or libel, and proving it is very difficult. And truth is a defense for somebody that publishes something like that. So you defend it, you open up the door for an investigation. So it's a dangerous. It cuts both ways. So for an athlete to go after it, it's dangerous.
And James, for these athletes, when they are accused, that's kind of what the media says. Well, if it's not true, then sue them. If in fact the accusations that you didn't use these drugs, and that's what Ryan Howard's doing. So my question to you would be, what would it cost Ryan Howard, a guy that makes $20 million a year, to put counsel on retainer just to, I guess, hold up appearances that in fact he is pursuing a legal action, when ultimately, like this article today suggests, it's grown tiresome, it's very hard, it's not an easy thing to do, I don't know if I'm going to continue. Like, what would that set someone back?
As much as he wants to pay. As much as he wants to throw.
Right.
But just the bare minimum, he's probably looking at like $500,000 a month that he goes in fees. Okay,
so you better feel like you're going to win that case, and you're pissed if you're going after this.
Yeah,
okay.
It's expensive. I mean, I have friends at defense firms and stuff, and billing like that is not unusual.
If you're billing somebody per hour, Sweet James, and you look over at the clock, and it's like you've done like 105. Do you round up to 130 or 2? I mean, how does that work?
Never.
Do you pull out the calculator? I mean, what do you do?
I don't ever do billing by the hour.
All right, sweet. Now, one more thing before we get into the next story. Yeah. Did I hear you say correctly that you dipped your motorcycle? I know that to mean that you ate it. Did you fall on your cycle over the weekend? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I've crashed before, but no, this weekend I was money.
Oh, okay.
Do you get involved in the enduros? Do you do the
enduro racer?
Yeah. No. I've done like 2-hour endurance.
No whoop-de-doos for you?
Nah. Road racing.
No. What about like a nice Banshee, like a nice Yamaha Banshee out there in the desert, huh?
No, never done it. You do it?
None of that?
No.
Just road bikes?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet James Bergener.
Yeah, Sweet James.
The dense beard of justice. Nah, man, not at all. AM
Do you
570 LA Sports.
I used to when I was younger.
Never done it.
When was the last time you were on a motorcycle, Matt?
Let's do it, friend. Let's get out to the desert. Let's go to Lancaster and let's ride them trails.
When was the last time, Matt, you were on a motorbike?
Last time I was on a motor, it's been at least 10 years. Ask me the same question.
Petros, last time you were on a motorbike? In another life,
Exactly.
maybe. I don't know. Maybe I was Devlin or whatever that cartoon was in another life. But
James, we ought to get him a nice KX50.
Yeah,
throw him on that and let him.
I see him on a.
Do you ever want to see somebody immediately get on a motorbike, Mike, and then without even going an inch, fly over the handlebars and die?
Well, no,
that's going to be me.
Oh yeah, put him on like a nice GSXR, James. You just hit the gas, and it just flies out from underneath you, and it just rockets down the street and kills somebody.
Whenever you guys get to talking motorcycles, it's very interesting, or any kind of car, because you could just throw out any arbitrary number or sequence of letters, and I buy it. Oh, it's the XW5. No way.
Oh, that's a great one.
You seen that new one? Oh my God, the header's on that thing.
Listen, no. Listen, we're gonna get you on a nice 2-stroke CR125.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah, that thing's gonna whine nice.
Yeah, can I get?
That's what you want.
Can I get Spokey Dokes on that? Sweet James Bergener is all personal injury attorney. 800-881-2021. A lot of the time, I think it was during the season, we talked and Matt's involved in fantasy football. We were talking about it a little earlier.
Yes, Tony Romo.
Yeah, the Tony Romo thing. Matt, what's going on? And can Sweet James help us?
So, James, he was contracted to do a fantasy football event in Vegas,
right?
Along with some of my colleagues, actually, from the show that I'm part of, NFL Fantasy Live at the NFL Network.
Fabs.
NFL shut it down, and now Romo's going to sue.
What did Fabs do? Just go back to the airport and fly home?
Fabs, I think he told everybody. I think he waved the paper ticket and said, "This was a first-class seat. Everybody, see this? It's a first-class seat that I can no longer use." What kind of case do you think Romo has here?
I think it may or may not work, but I like that he's making the NFL make a decision here. I mean, the leadership has been kind of wishy-washy on a lot of issues, player discipline, and now sort of managing the shield. What are they going to do? Are you going to allow this, or are you going to not? He's going to force the NFL to make a clear decision here shortly. So I'm excited for this to happen. So what the decision is going to be, I'm not sure. We have to shake it down and see what happens. Somebody's going to fold before it goes to a judge, though.
All right. Well, Sweet James, we love you. The dense beard of justice, all the way live like a G, where the show is just owning the show with his beard. No motorcycling this weekend, Sweet James. What are your plans?
It's the Oscars this weekend, isn't it?
That you go to the Oscars like Ned Coletti and just sit there trying to get into the background photos?
No, I'm not going to watch the Oscars unless it's with you. That's
cool. Well, I'm boycotting this year because of the white.
No, you're not. Petros has an Oscar party every year, and the fact that you're not invited is an embarrassment, and it's a shame, is what it is, James.
This year we're doing pot stickers.
This year the theme is Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah. This year the theme is the color purple, and we're just going to celebrate films of color. We're not going to do.
I'm all in the Revenant. If that bear doesn't win for Best Supporting Actor, I'm out.
For that bear to have to rape a guy on TV, unbelievable.
I will not stand for this. I will not stand for this. You can go after any other actor, but you want to attack
James,
Leo. The two of you can do it on your own time.
Yeah, I just have a quick question for James. James,
yeah.
just real quick. Did you ever have to defend a bear for raping somebody out in the wilderness?